Hey, it's Rocky here, and in this video I wanted to discuss the pre-sale sequence that I use, or you can call it a mini site. But I've been getting a lot of questions about this. Some people want to know, okay, I can implement this instead of a squeeze page. Why would I implement this? How do I implement this? What goes on the pre-sale sequence? So that's what I want to talk about in today's video. So for starters, but before I get into that, full disclaimer, I learned this system, this sequence from my good friend Andre Chaperon. He's, in my opinion, one of the top online marketers. He's a genius when it comes to selling and when it comes to building a great relationship with your prospects and your customers. So I highly recommend visiting his website, tinylittlebusinesses.com, and he has a product there called the Sphere of Influence, where he pretty much tells you how to set up an entire pre-sale sequence, all the thoughts and the design and all that, the framework that goes behind it all, which is a long story for another day. But I'll try to give you a quick rundown on it just so you can kind of have a basic idea of what goes into it. So first, why do we use the pre-sale site? It's used to get rid of freebie seekers. Now, obviously, if I'm sending somebody to a squeeze page like this, let me show you. It's a lot easier to get their email, but guess what? It also means I'm going to get a lot of people that really just want this free workout, and they have no intentions of ever buying from me. They're not really going to follow what I say. They just want to end the curiosity. So yes, this will get more leads, but something like this will weed out the freebie seekers. So how this works is we usually set this up with 3 pages. So the first page is kind of like the big idea behind what you have to offer. So this is kind of your hook. This is kind of what sets your stuff apart, should be very intriguing. This is just like the lead to a sales page, or it's like an elevator pitch. If you've ever seen Shark Tank and they get on there and say, hey guys, I'm so-and-so, and today I want to show you this, and you pretty much introduce your idea. That's what this first page does. And then the second page will be content-based. So we'll have a few pages content-based. The content should just be kind of how-to content, teaching something, all right? And the reason why we even implement this is because, again, the only way somebody's even clicking to page 2 is if they're really interested in what you have. So you give them good content, give them more content. Again, you can do 3, 4, you can go 10 pages if you want. There's really no limit that you can use. So you have more content, and then I have even more content here, and then I send them to my squeeze page. So there's a few things you can do here. You can either have this button go to an opt-in, or you can have this button go to this squeeze page. Now the reason I send to this squeeze page is because I know it converts well, but I send people from this, I send people to this first page first, because for them to get from here, now get all the way to this squeeze page, so literally go through 4 pages of content and then get to this squeeze page, think about the mentality of that person, or think about how serious that person is to wanting to hear from me. They really want to hear from me. They really want to learn what it is I have. They've gone through 4 complete content-rich pages. They're loving the content that I have for them, and then they want more. Now, this person opting in is much different than the person that opts in on this page, and this page being the first page they see, right? It's just a completely different quality of prospect. So when you get your things going well, I would recommend implementing this. Again, as you can see, if it's 5 pages of content, it's going to take time. So don't wait to start your stuff until you have that ready. You know, I want you to get started right now. The easiest way to get started is to literally take a squeeze page, one of the templates I've given you, implement it, change some of the copy to fit your business, and then start sending people and start collecting leads. That's what I did first, is I just built this page, started collecting leads, started getting traffic, started getting people on my email list, figured out the conversion rate of this squeeze page, which was about, around 50%. from YouTube, maybe 60%, 60-ish% from YouTube when I was just sending to this page. Because again, remember, YouTube, it's not necessary to have a pre-sale sequence because YouTube is already kind of doing the pre-selling through your free content. But if you want to do more, then you add, then you can add your little pre-sale sequence, which is really just a text version of, a YouTube video. So this all here could be like a YouTube video, just the text version, but it's just more barriers to entry so that you really make sure you're getting high quality leads onto your email list, and you make sure you're getting people that actually are signing up and they're going to be opening your emails and stuff like that. And then once you do that, you can either have a pop up here where they click this button and it has them enter their first name and email, or you can do what I did here, send back to a squeeze page. So all in all, I highly recommend adding a pre-sale sequence if you have time and if you want to put in the work. But that's one of the last things that should be on your list. You should be worried about selling products, building your email list, selling products, creating great content. Once all that stuff is going and you have everything pretty much set on autopilot, then you can figure out ways to fully optimize what you're doing, and that's when I would add this pre-sale sequence.